Hello everyone, my name is Tacos, and today I want to talk about the movement in Spellbreak. So, the movement in Spellbreak is without a doubt one of the best parts about the game, since not a lot of games offer this type of movement that Spellbreak has. Really, the closest thing that comes to Spellbreak movement would be Hyperscape, and even that isn't anywhere close to the same thing. So the other day, Dan Ogles tweeted this GIF, and the tweet read, "Spellbreak is all about mobility, working on some real fun stuff for next chapter." And the GIF is a Spider-Man dodging lightning bolts. So this makes me think, what type of stuff is Dan working on that's so fun? Well, there's a few things that come to my mind, although this might just be my high hopes. It'd be really cool if this stuff would be put into the game, or at least, considered. So first thing that comes to my mind is momentum. I really hope that we get more momentum carry in the game. In every situation where the game forces me to slow down because of air friction, it just makes the game feel slower than it needs to be, in my opinion. Examples of this would be like when running, dash levitate, VM levitate, alacrity, etc. If you take a look at how momentum used to be in Spellbreak, this is what's fun about games with movement. The insane things that you can do and the skill that you're able to express through your gameplay. I hope that we see some buffs to momentum in Chapter 3 and less air friction on things. I think people would rather be fast and harder to hit than be forced to slow down because the game said so. You could argue that this makes it easier to get away from fights and stuff, but the thing is, you have the tools to be able to keep up and catch up to them. Maybe not in every scenario, depending on your build or what your opponent's running, but if your opponent can build momentum and chain momentum, then so can you. It creates another skill gap that I think would be really good for the game. Next thing that comes to my mind is Blink. Now, if you don't know what Blink is a rune that was in alpha that is kind of like a short shadow step, but you don't go invisible. The rune had 3 base charges, so you could sequence it between your shots and wind jumps, make yourself really unpredictable and hard to track. Now, Blink back then was very game defining. If you didn't have it, then you were definitely at a significant disadvantage compared to someone who would have it, especially if you were up against them. For this reason is why I think they took it out. Not that it was OP per se, but that you really couldn't fight against it if you didn't have it. But what if everyone had Blink? So this is something that the community has suggested for a long time, ever since Blink was so game defining. It wouldn't be so strong if everyone had it, right? Maybe not a 3 charge Blink, I think that might be overdoing it like we had in alpha, but maybe a 2 charge for your base movement. That could mix things up. You could mix in your Blink charges with your runes and class skills and different things that you can do. It's just a whole another layer of skill to the game that I think would actually be good. Spellbreak is kind of lacking in that department right now. I know what you might be thinking. What about console and controller players? Well, you could definitely make Blink omnidirectional, so even if you don't want to flick with it, you can still use it effectively. And yes, a controller can flick. Just ask Chaos, he'll show you, don't worry. I don't think movement needs to be nerfed for controllers, to be honest. My prime example of this would be Titanfall 2. Both it's a very massively successful title on console with incredible movement, tech, momentum, in a game that has a large, heavy skill gap for a first-person shooter with a fast time to kill. This game has some of the smoothest move mechanics that I've just ever played with. It's so smooth, it's so clean, you go so fast, you can just do so many things to make yourself hard to hit and unpredictable. Now, this is all I really got for you guys today. But with Dan's tweet, it's made me really optimistic about Chapter 3. I hope we see some good movement buffs, just to base player, but also individual classes. I'd love to see less air friction, more momentum on pretty much everything. Oh, and a nerf to wind spam, that'd be cool too. But besides that, momentum, air friction, highest on my list. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what kind of movement changes you would like to see in Spellbreak, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the HoloLens.